creations. If you're new to my channel and you're stopping by for the first time, thank you for stopping by. Welcome to my channel. Stick around a while by clicking that red button for more crafting on a budget, more everything on a budget videos to come. And if you click it again when the bell appears, YouTube should notify you every time I'm uploading a new video. If you're interested in following me on social media, you can find those links in the description box below. Just by tapping on the title of this video and the description box will just drop right down. What do I have going on for you for today? Today's video is inspired by all of you viewers and subscribers. Over, I would say, the last year and a half, you all have seen this lantern. I've got two of these lanterns, this smaller size and a bigger size, in the background of my video, either on my craft table or here in back of me. And you all have asked, where have I gotten this lantern? I found these lanterns at Lowe's, I would say 2 years ago in the garden section. They came in 3 different sizes. They were so rustic and farmhouse. They had twine on them. They were screaming my name, so I picked up 2 of them, and you all have loved them. But several of you have gone and looked for these and you haven't been able to find them, and you've come back to me saying, Kelly, I know that you can recreate this, so would you try and recreate this? I tell you, after a lot of tinkering and a lot of pondering it, because that really is what I've done over, I would say probably the last 6 months, I have figured out a way to recreate this lantern using Dollar Tree items. I am so excited about this DIY, and I'm so excited to finally be bringing this to you because so many of you who have requested this probably think that I forgot about it, and I really didn't. It just took some tinkering and pondering, and I figured it out. So let's not waste any more time, and let me show you how I recreate this lantern using Dollar Tree items. I can't wait to show you.
Okay, for this DIY from the Dollar Tree, you're gonna need 5 boxes of these tumbling tower blocks. You're also gonna need 2 of these black chalkboards by Jot, 1 of these LED lanterns that you can find in the tools section of the Dollar Tree, and I'll also be using about an 18 to 24 inch piece of rope. This is the nautical rope that you can also get from the Dollar Tree. Getting started with this DIY, we're gonna start off with 14 of the blocks. Using some of Aileen's tacky glue, I've seen great results with this glue when working with these blocks. If you want to use a wood glue, you can use a wood glue. I have heard that Dollar Tree does carry a wood glue. I'm going to start off by gluing 2 rows of 4 blocks together by stacking them, and I'm also going to glue together 3 rows of blocks by stacking them. Now I'm going to take these rows and I'm going to glue them together to make a rectangle. In order to make this the size that I needed it to be, I needed to offset each of the sides when I put this rectangle together. So when you put it together, you're gonna need to put your rows together just like I did here. I'm gonna stack this 3 blocks high, then I'm gonna repeat this process 2 additional times, giving me a total of 3 rectangles that are stacked 3 blocks high. Now taking 10 blocks, I'm pretty much gonna do the same thing as I did with this last set of blocks, but I'm gonna make a smaller rectangle, and I'm using 10 blocks for this. I'm gonna do 2 rows of 3 and 2 rows of 2. And again, once I get this smaller rectangle put together, I am gonna stack it 3 blocks high, and you're only gonna need 1 of these smaller rectangles. Now stick with me on this. I know it seems like a lot of gluing blocks together, but there really isn't much more to do. And I promise you the outcome of this lantern is going to be stinking gorgeous. Now I'm gonna take and glue together 3 blocks side by side, and I'm gonna stack this 2 high, and I'm gonna reverse the blocks when I put them on the top just because I feel like it makes it a bit more sturdy. So for this, you're just gonna need a total of 6 blocks. And this is what you should be left with. For this next set, you're gonna need to glue together 4 rows of 3 blocks that you glue together side by side. Once you've got your 4 rows, you're gonna glue them together like I am here, making a box. And again, you're gonna wanna offset your rows as you glue them together to make this box. And yes, finally, we are on to the last set that we are gluing together. You're gonna glue together 4 blocks, stacking them like I am here, and you're gonna do 2 rows of these. I'm gonna turn it onto its side, I'm gonna place a strip of glue here on this side of the blocks. Then I'm gonna place it face down onto another set of 4 blocks here, kind of making a 90-degree angle, an L. This is gonna be a corner. You're gonna need a total of 4 sets for the corners. To paint this, I'm gonna be using Waverly's wax paint in the color of Antique. This paint kind of works as a stain if you want it to. I love the way it looks. The color it puts off has such a rustic feel to it, and it really goes great with my decor style. This lantern can be made to suit any decor style just by simply switching up the paint color, adding some glitter, maybe a metallic paint. It really is such a versatile piece. I'm gonna paint all of my wood pieces before I put this lantern together because it's so much easier to paint this while it's apart than once it was put together. I did do one put together and I painted it, and I found that the paint just didn't go on as smooth as I wanted to. There were drip marks. It was just harder to paint. So my suggestion is definitely paint these pieces before you put your lantern together. With this lantern, here at the top, if you just twist the top of it, this is where you would put 3 AA batteries. That's how it's powered. This handle here, don't need it. It comes off pretty easily just by pulling it off. Using some E6000, I'm gonna place a generous amount of this glue around the outside edge of the top of the lantern. Then I'm gonna place it face down, centering it on one of the chalkboards. So this is what you should be left with. Now this next step is completely optional. I'm gonna be using some Apple Barrel's paint in the color of Burnt Umber, and I'm gonna paint over all of the black plastic parts of this LED lantern. I'm doing it because I don't want the black to stand out. I don't wanna draw attention to this, and so I figured by giving it a quick coat of brown paint, it would blend in with the lantern and it wouldn't stand out as much. I'm also gonna give this chalkboard with the lid glued onto it a quick coating of the Burnt Umber as well. And I'm also gonna give the second chalkboard a quick coating of brown paint as well too. Now that I've got everything good and painted, doing a quick recap of what I have 3 rectangles at this size that I stacked 3 high. I've also got one that's a bit smaller that's also stacked 3 high. I've got my 4 corner pieces that are at a 90-degree angle that kind of look like an L. I've got my 1 block and my box. And I've got the 2 chalkboards, one with the lantern lid and one without. And I've also got the LED light that I painted brown as well. I'm gonna go ahead and put 3 AA batteries in this LED light, so that way once we get this all put together, you can see just how amazing this lantern lights up. I'm gonna start off by taking 2 of the 3 larger rectangles that I put together that are stacked 3 high, and the chalkboard that doesn't have the LED lid on it. I'm gonna place some of the Aleene's glue right along the outside edge of the back side of this chalkboard. I only painted one side because there really wasn't a need to paint both sides because it's not gonna show. And I'm gonna place it face down onto one of my rectangles, the larger rectangles. Then I'm gonna place more of the Aleene's glue around the outside edge of the top of the chalkboard again. And I'm gonna place the second stack of wood blocks right on top. This is the base of our lantern. Next, taking the 4 corners, I'm gonna place a bit of glue on the bottom of each and the top, and I'm gonna place these in each of the 4 corners of this base. Now, I'm not gonna wait for all of these pieces to dry. I'm gonna continue building this lantern while the glue is still wet because it's gonna be easier for me to reposition the post and all the pieces while it's wet. I'm gonna place the last larger rectangle on top of all 4 posts, and you can see that it's a lot easier for me to reposition all of the posts, getting them where I need them to be so everything looks even and straight. Now I'm gonna take the chalkboard piece that has the lid glued to it, and I'm gonna place some of the Aleene's glue around the outside edge of this chalkboard too on that top side. Before I put this chalkboard into place, I'm gonna replace the LED light back into the cap just by setting it in and twisting it. Then I'm gonna place the chalkboard with the light into the top of the lantern. And yes, this is still wet because I wanna be able to reposition it if I need to. Then I'm gonna take the smaller rectangle, place some glue along the outside edge of it, and I'm gonna place it on the top of my lantern. This is just a decorative piece. This is gonna add dimension to it. I'm gonna take my 6 blocks here. I'm gonna place some glue on there, place it in the center of my small rectangle. Now this is just to add height to this box that I'm adding to the top here, that I'm just gonna glue right on top of those blocks in the center. Now I'm gonna take about a 24-inch piece of Dollar Tree's nautical rope, and I'm gonna tie a knot on each end of this rope. This was a scrap piece of rope that I had lying around that I just didn't throw out, so it ended up working perfect for this DIY. And just using some hot glue, I'm gonna hot glue this to the top on each side here. And there you have it. This here is my take on my recreation of the lantern that I've had in the background of my videos that so many of you have been asking me to recreate. This turned out better than I thought it would. I love using these LED lights. I think that these are the perfect light for this. It's got a very simple push button to turn it on and off. And I think for under $10, this is a piece that you would pay way more than $10 for. I love the outcome of it. It is such a versatile piece that, like I said earlier, could be made to suit any decor style. I also made this white one as well, and this is the one that I actually painted after it was together. I love the outcome of this. It kind of has that beach vibe to it. So again, be creative and make it your own.
And that there is my version of recreating this lantern that I got from Lowe's. I hope you all enjoyed my version and how I recreated this using items from the Dollar Tree. Please give this video a thumbs up and let's get this video to 5,000 likes, because each and every one of those thumbs up, they really do help my channel to grow, and it helps YouTube to notice me just a bit more. Until next time, everybody, I hope you have a fantastic day. Happy crafting on a budget, and bye for now, everybody.